Okay folks, today we are fishing Tombeau Lake. This is August 20th-ish of 2022 and it's evening. It's about 5:30 maybe and overcast. It's 82. Perfect day for fishing. And this is the only place that you can launch. That's the beauty of this lake. There's no other public access at all. If you look on the other side, you will see Lake Benedict, which has access by water. So we're going to give this a try and see if we can get ourselves some bucket mouth bass. Let's hope. So we're rolling through here. This is the entrance. Nice, calm, very clear water here. And we're kayaking in. I'm all set up. I have 3 rods, one with a drop shot and one with a wacko worm, which is what I'm going to start with right off the bat, and we'll see if we can catch something. Looks like a good day. It really does. And we have our first fish of the day. It's a little one, a little largemouth. I obviously by myself in a kayak and not want to lose the phone, so I couldn't just film the whole thing, but it's not a bad one. We're going to bring him in. Yeah, this will be fun to capsize. Probably not a good idea to have the kayak, but there is a fish here and you can see it. He looks to be about 13 inches. So we'll get him in. So folks, what we're doing here is we're just casting this wacko worm up against the edge of those weeds. See these emergent weeds? There's a little bit of weeds that go beyond that and then it drops off. So right on that edge is where you typically get the bass. We're on the northeast end of the lake here, and typically this time of the year we don't do as well over here as we do in the spring, but because the wind is blowing here, I'm giving it a try. So we're not going to spend too much time here, but we're going to give it a little bit. And that big house over there is interesting because the lady who owns the house is always outside yelling at the construction workers that are working on her house, barking out orders. But I haven't seen her, so if she does make an appearance, I'll be sure to show it. Okay folks, we just got one. This thing looks to be about, I would say 14, give it 14. About 14 inches, a nice chunky one at that. And what was interesting is we as me, we're fishing again along here, but a motorboat went through, and as soon as the motorboat went through, you can see the channel. He was headed over to Benedict. I cast right in his wake, and sure enough, I had a bite immediately, right where it was stirred up, and then I kept casting back, and then this last one hit again where the boat went through. So that's one of the things, that's a tip for all you young fishermen out there, is when you see a boat go by, don't think that it scared the fish away. And I think what happens is it stirs everything up and the fish are like snapping stuff up that got all stirred up. So you'd almost want to look for that. Just ask everybody to get their boats out and just start roaring through here, and you could fill this boat up full of fish. So here we go. This is a nice little evening, and I'll give you a little bit of a shot of the lake without doing too much dropping of the phone, but you can see it's evening and it's a beautiful lake, and I think we're going to catch more. Well folks, we've been doing really well here. We've had a couple of fish boated. I had one on that I lost because I was trying to get the camera out, and I just had another one on I lost because I was trying to get the camera out. So I just got the camera out anyways, just to show you what we're doing. We're throwing these wacko worms against the edge of these weeds, and right now on the shoreline you can even see the weeds. It's such clear water. This lake has varying degrees of clearness. There's been some days where it's real soupy, other days it's super clean, and it's really clear today. So you can kind of see the weeds only come out a little ways from the lily pads and then it drops off. So we're hitting that edge. I'm casting parallel to the weed line and in, and I'm getting hits left and right. So all on the wacko worm. So that's what we're doing, and we're having some success with it. Well, folks, we just had another fish, and now all of a sudden the wind is kicking up, and there must be some showers in the area because, well, I know there's showers because I felt rain, and now all of a sudden the wind's kicking up, and it's making life a little bit more difficult for controlling the kayak. But I just landed another fish. He was tiny, not worth filming. A big change in the weather on the scene. Now I better man the kayak. As you can see, there's a slight rainbow, a little bit of a sliver of a rainbow off in the distance here. That was the rain that came earlier. It was very light, misty. But now we got some wind here. Hopefully it will pass soon, because it's very difficult to make casts in a kayak when it's like this. Well, ladies and gentlemen, here is another one in the boat. Well, he was in the boat, but he was small, but at least I have proof that there are fish here. So we got another one. The system died down a little bit. The winds have calmed. Still a little windy, but it's getting better, and the fish are still biting. Well, folks, sometimes it happens. You have a nice fish on, you set the hook hard, you have them on for a second, and the line breaks. That can only be one thing, probably a northern pike, and that's just what happened. And I'm just starting to draw this trip to a close because it's starting to get a little bit dark. Mosquitoes are coming out soon, and it's just, well, the real reason is that I can only sit in a kayak for so long, and my fanny is starting to get sore. But that stinks, man. That was a nice fish, and he splashed afterwards. I'm sure it was a northern. There's not a lot of weak kinks in my line, but stinky. Okay, well, that's what happens. At least I didn't lose them trying to fiddle with the camera. Well, folks, this is going to draw our program to a close. Not only the broken line, but now there's somebody out there water skiing. And usually you call those people idiots, but they have just as much right to the lake as I do. So, I guess I can't expect the lake to be all to myself. But I bet you they're alcohol fueled too, and they're dangerous. So we are going to sign off on a very... Okay, yeah, we're coming in now. You can hear that boat. They actually came kind of close to me, but I'm used to it because there's so many young people that don't care about fishermen. So I'm just like, okay, yeah, just another person coming too close. And he just came by to apologize that he didn't realize how close he was to me. So that's very, very friendly of him, very nice. But as you can see, we're kind of coming back around that little island and into where this bridge is what goes into Lake Benedict. So I can go there if I want to. And then the boat launch is right there where I'm coming into. So I'm just circling in here, and yes, so even though the water skier came in there and almost swamped me, he was at least a friendly water skier, and he apologized, which is very nice. So that's the lesson to all you young folks out there today. If you do make a faux pas, apologize. It carries a long way. It really does. It makes everybody a smiling, happy day. So that is all, folks.